Osborne. Legend has it that on December 10th, 1938, today's Summer Under the Stars honoree Vivien Leigh had a very fateful meeting in Hollywood, California. Supposedly, while producer David O. Selznick was right in the midst of overseeing a very complicated sequence for a movie he was producing, he was suddenly introduced by his brother to a little known British actress, a brief introduction that led to Selznick casting that girl in the most sought after role in Hollywood's history. At least that's the story it's always been told about how David O. Selznick discovered Vivien Leigh. Fact or fiction, I can't say. The fact is, it sounds very much like something a studio publicist would think up to glamorize a situation. But that aside, it's very difficult to see Vivien Leigh in many of the movies she made before Gone with the Wind, such as A Yank at Oxford, Fire Over England, Storm in a Teacup, and not think, that girl would be a definite possibility to play Scarlett O'Hara. Anyway, I doubt anybody could have played the part of Scarlett O'Hara better than Vivien Leigh does. Meanwhile, neither Clark Gable nor Leslie Howard want to play the parts they did in Gone with the Wind either. Olivia de Havilland's boss at the Warner Brothers studio, where she was under contract, refused to loan her to Selznick for his film, but Olivia was determined to be in the movie and went to the wife of Olivia's boss and pleaded her case, and she got the job. It said there was some suggestion about casting Mae West as the character of Belle Watling, the madam of a high-end brothel in Atlanta. When Mae heard that, rumor has it that she went ballistic. She had hoped Selznick would ask her to play Scarlett O'Hara, and so it went. But we're about to bring you the end result. The movie we're showing complete with overture, intermission, and exit music as it was originally presented in its roadshow engagements back in 1939. And so without further ado, here is a magnificent movie, Gone with the Wind. What a movie that is. It was, as you can imagine, especially demanding for Vivien Leigh because she's in virtually every scene throughout the entire film. Very few moments occur when she's not involved, which meant Vivien Leigh was constantly on the various sets, working often 7-day work weeks, since filming was occasionally done on Sundays as well to keep the film on schedule. Meanwhile, the man in her life, Laurence Olivier, was far away in New York City, starring on Broadway in a comedy with the great Katharine Cornell called No Time for Comedy. And Vivien was eager to get finished with Rhett Butler and his crowd so she could be with Olivier. Up next, Vivien Leigh in a film she made in England before she went to Hollywood and played Scarlett O'Hara, although once she was signed to play Scarlett in this next movie was held from release until after Gone with the Wind was shown, so its producers could cash in on the new prestige that the name Vivien Leigh now carried. Her co-star in the movie, boyfriend and future husband, Laurence Olivier.